Howdy everybody, welcome back to our GameMaker Studio 2 Fundamentals course. So I want to get you started on error correcting early on so that you know what to do when you hit an error. So remember last time a lot of times when there's an error it will give us a red on the screen. So if we go num underscore and let's say we just say plus, we forget a plus. It will give us an error. Unnecessary expression num underscore used as a statement. So if we were to run the game, it would try to tell us object player there's an error at line 3. So we got this little error right here, and then we would be able to fix it. However, sometimes the error cannot be found during the compile, so you'll actually end up with an error later on. So let's say we wanted to increment a variable that does not exist. So let's say non-num underscore plus plus. In this case, when the game runs, and if it was later on in the running, it would actually, the game would be there, but this gets started as soon as the game this gets found as soon as the game tries to run. So in this case, what it's telling us here is that a fatal error in action number 1, so it's for step event 0 for object player, variable object player dot non-num, not set before reading it, so it wasn't set before it was tried to be read. And then it tells you what line it was in. So line 4, non underscore num underscore plus plus. Again. And you can copy the code if you need to, clear it, but that's probably not going to be very useful for you. And then you abort because, well, the game died. So that's all you can do. Let's get rid of that. But let's say we wanted to test something. For some reason, this wasn't drawing where we wanted to draw. And we want to figure out why in the world it's not drawing where we wanted to draw. So if we go over here and we click to the left of our number, we could set a breakpoint. And a breakpoint will activate the debugger. So if we run our game in debug mode, as you can see, the game starts up and we only have a blank screen because this is the very first frame and hasn't had time to draw anything yet. Our debugger has stopped the code running at the draw text event right here. The draw text function, right where we told it to. Now, if I told it to stop right here on this blank line, it wouldn't stop until it reached the next executable code line. So it would stop right here rather than stopping right there. Just in case you try to stop it on a blank line for some reason. And we have told it to stop on the draw text. And we can actually look up different information about our variables, what the values are inside of them, what our instances have available. So we can check the built-in variables or the variables that we have declared. And we could actually pull our game by running it and with no debug stop. And this would let us see what steps are taking the most resources to complete, so we can figure out what's slowing down our game and such. Anyway, so these are all different options that we can use, and we can then step through our code by pressing F11. So if we press F11 now, it would go to the next line of code, that would be executed, which would be the num plus plus. Because these are really the only two codes that are actually being executed in the entire game right now. As you can see, there we go. After that, we have drawn our stuff, and then press F11 again, press F11 again, press F11 again. So there's nothing really much going on. But we can actually step through our code, and actually, if we hold our mouse over it, you can see it says number score equals 5 because we've counted up to 5 so far. And we could actually come back to here, and if we had variables, so text equals hello world. And then we could stop, of course. And that should help you to understand where your errors are coming from and help you to figure out how to fix that, what's going wrong. So thank you everybody for joining us, and good luck with your coding.